listening to CLNS Media, powered by betonline.ag. Go to clnsmedia.com/roll. Use our promo code CLNS50 for 50% off your first deposit.
It's your boy Tay Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
All right. Well, we got Joel back here. So, of course, we've been talking for like an hour and a half before we actually cracked the mics here. So, I guess that's what happens when we don't see Joel for a couple of weeks here. But, you know, we're here. We finally press record here. Causeway Street Podcast. Joseph Pavone here. Sean Dutra. Joel Pavone back from his camping trip.
What's up, Joel?
Good to see you, bro.
You made it.
Back in Massachusetts.
No bears.
No bears.
No? Did you survive everything up there?
I did. It was good.
No horror stories?
No
It
bears.
was good. No bears. Plenty of bears.
I was going to say no bears. That sounds terrible.
No, I meant bears like bears.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Didn't see a Bruin?
Didn't see it Bruin. No.
That's
No.
good. That could really ruin your trip if you saw one.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Bruin since Game 7.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess you could bring that up. But
Cool,
then again,
sorry.
I'm
Cool,
the one
man.
that brought up
Cool.
Bruin, so I probably shouldn't have said that. But,
It's Causeway still.
but it's still Causeway Street. Man, Kawhi Leonard is a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. It feels like old news now, but we haven't been behind these mics ever since this happened. So Kawhi Leonard's going to join Paul George with the Los Angeles Clippers, guys. Thoughts?
Boom.
Those two together with Doc Rivers?
Yo,
I love
was
it.
Just about to go to sleep that night when it popped up on my phone. I was like, "Oh shit! I got to turn on the TV."
So you didn't wake up to it the way I did.
Zipping up
No,
the tent?
no, I was home already.
Oh.
This was
Zipping up your tent.
I was back a couple hours before that.
Okay.
Back at the crib when I saw that, and then I text you guys, and when I get no response, I'm like, oh, they're gonna wake up to this. Awesome.
Yeah, I woke up to it about like 7 in the morning.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy because the Lakers really thought that they had this dude signed. That's what makes it hilarious to me.
Yep.
Because he was like, I'm just gonna just wait.
Yeah,
and,
man.
and every day was like, oh, he could make a decision today. Could be later today. Could be tomorrow. Every day was like that. While everybody was getting signed, everyone was already agreeing to their deals. He's like, I'm not going to Clippers unless a second superstar joins me.
Right.
So obviously he hits up Paul George. Is like, yo, trust me on this. Ask for a trade. asked to be traded to the
Did
Clippers.
he ask to be traded or did?
Yeah, Paul George asked to be traded, but you know it was fucking Kawhi. That was like,
Yeah.
asked to be traded. I already told the Clippers that they're gonna try to fucking pull this deal off. And this is the final piece. If you ask, they will do it.
It's crazy, man.
While the Lakers just like, all right, guys, come on, Kawhi, baby, Kawhi, gotta sign Kawhi, gotta sign Kawhi. And
Yeah.
and I really think it just boiled down to if the Clippers couldn't pull that off, he would have went back to Toronto, even on a short deal.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any chance that he went to LA.
Well, he's going to LA.
I mean, the
You
Lakers.
know what he means, man. Leave it to Joel to correct someone like that. Come on, man.
Come on,
You know
man.
what he means.
No, because it's I
Joel's back.
don't understand why these reports were like, yeah, he's going to the Lakers. Like, why would he do that? He just pulled off a championship with barely another All-Star. You know, the hot and cold Kyle Lowry.
Not an all-star.
Well,
He is.
he is, but you know what I mean. Like the playoff Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I feel like the majority of the reports were saying Toronto, though.
No, I think that
Like you had Jalen Rose saying, "Oh, I'm 99% sure he's going back to
Who
Toronto."
the fuck is Jalen? Yeah, probably because Jalen Rose knew that Paul George would have had to be traded, and no one would have guessed that
No.
the Thunder would have traded Paul George.
yeah, because I mean the Thunder made other people available. No one thought that Paul George was going to come out and just say, yeah, I need to be traded. And OKC was like, you know what? We got to fucking start trading people anyways. Why not?
Hey.
You be the first guy.
I love this. I love this move. I love the fact that Kawhi, first off, is leaving the Raptors, which takes off a championship contender in the Eastern Conference.
True.
Good for the Celtics. Also, fucks over the Lakers. The Lakers had a max spot just sitting there, just waiting there. That's it. They were just like, Kawhi can slide right in. We're gonna be good. And now they've filled it with, not max guys. It's just,
Well, I mean, yeah, they got to spend the money.
they got to spend the money because they had to fill out the roster.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, they got to fill out the roster. And you know what else this move does? It makes like 10 teams could become champions.
Yeah, I love it.
It opens up
it
the opens up the NBA.
It brings back a lot of, like, for some reason, it makes the LeBron James, Anthony Davis duo not seem as scary as they were, right?
Yeah, because everyone was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You have the Warriors still trying to fill out their roster, obviously, but another kicking the balls to the Lakers. Pretty much since Magic took over, and obviously he quit. They haven't signed, other than LeBron, they haven't signed
not one free agent,
not one big name,
not one
free
max
agent.
free agent.
Like, yeah, they pulled off this trade because the Pelicans was just like, fuck it, whatever. You don't want to be here.
We're not getting Tatum.
Well, we're not gonna spend all summer trying to trade him and see what the best deal is. Whatever. Go to the Lakers. Good luck with that. Boom. That's done.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of time before Kawhi literally, in a good way, fucked up the NBA.
Yeah. See, in a good way though. That's
in a good
way. Key part of that sentence. All right, we'll get into that, of course, and also what it means for the rest of the NBA. We also got to talk about Celtics Summer League because I think a lot of these guys have been making a lot of headlines in a good way. You know,
you mean Yabu?
I mean, no, dude. What?
Come on, man.
That's a headline, bro.
In a good way, Joel. In a good way.
It's still a good way.
Talking
to me.
about the young guys. All right. We'll get into that. We'll let you know what we mean by that. We'll also get into what Joel has for us in case you missed it. We've been 2 weeks dry without in case you missed it. So I'm sure
I got plenty of shit from New Hampshire guys. Just wait.
Mad in case you missed it.
Wait.
In case you missed it.
In case you fucking missed it.
I set off a firework over the weekend.
There was a murderer on the loose up in New Hampshire.
Joel just tells us like New Hampshire news for the entire in case you missed it.
The zoning board approved a new farm.
Fireworks still illegal in Massachusetts.
Okay, hold on. Now that we know that Kawhi's on the Clippers, almost to the Lakers, is that the biggest free agent signing? Does that beat Durant? Does that beat Kyrie? Beat Kemba?
Absolutely, because
that's the biggest one,
now
right?
The Clippers are the favorites to win the championship.
The favorites to win the championship.
Yeah. It's not the Celtics, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's the Clippers.
Yeah,
it's the Clippers. I mean, from top to bottom, who's fucking with that lineup? Who would name another team that can compare to that rotation when you consider that this team only lost Shea,
Gallinari?
This team only lost. You know what I mean? Like that's the only rotation player, at least in my opinion, that makes a huge difference for this team. Otherwise, you still have the supporting cast, and then you add on Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and the sixth man of the year, and Lou Williams and Doc Rivers at the helm.
No, arguably two of the best two-way players in the league right now, and Paul George and Kawhi.
Yeah, I think.
And then you got fucking. I know how Sean feels about Patrick Beverly, but he's a key piece.
Player. He's just not as good as Marcus Smart.
I ain't going down that run, that rabbit hole.
You agreed with me.
He's gonna change your mind.
I know. I still think Marcus Smart, but it's not a landslide.
He's gonna change your mind this season. Oh, you know what? He's probably not gonna change your mind, but he's gonna change other people's minds who probably think the same way you do.
Listen, by the way, you guys didn't bring up the fact that Marcus Smart is considered, at least this past season, the best defensive guard in the league. Patrick Beverly didn't make that team.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Just throwing it out there, Tim.
I think I do think here's my thing, right? The team that's going to win the championship this year is coming out the East.
That's not true at all.
I think they're coming out the East.
That's a lie.
I think they're going to come out the East.
So the Bucks going to win it all?
I think it's either the Bucks.
If you say the Celtics, we're throwing some furniture around here. Just like you said, there's going to be some furniture being thrown around because it's supposedly DeMarcus Cousins. You know, I wouldn't approve of that.
Nah.
No, let's clear that up real quick. I don't have no issues with DeMarcus Cousins coming to the Celtics. I just think Danny Ainge does not like DeMarcus Cousins.
Sure.
Like the same way you don't like certain players.
No.
Danny Ainge doesn't like certain players.
Cool. Yeah, but if
it has nothing to do with his hair.
It was only about if he did come here and then I was celebrating and you would have been Debbie Downer and I would have lost my mind. That was it. Anyways, I
could see that happening.
Yes.
Somehow. I could see Joel just somehow finding a way to throw shade.
It would happen. It would 100% happen. Are you kidding me?
Throw shade at that.
You would have been
for this team.
You'd been like, I would much rather would have had Daniel Tice on this team.
I don't know about that. Though.
Either way. No, I do think that the Bucks, in my opinion, okay. It's very close. I think that this is the best chance that the East can put someone in the finals that will take down one of these new super teams. Because we've seen that. The first year of these super teams coming together.
But is there any
you're
super
talking
teams,
about the
though?
Clippers.
There's no three guys.
The Clippers and the Lakers. You have
The Warriors.
You legit. No, the Warriors, I just don't see with their injuries. I just don't see how they're going to do anything. But hey, Steph and Draymond may take over. They may take down one of these teams. I just think that there's a lot to be said about the year one of these matches made in heaven coming together. It doesn't normally work out in year one. It's very rare, other than the Celtics.
The Raptors.
That was
Yeah, I don't know if
one
you'd
guy.
call that a super
That was
team,
adding
though.
one
Yeah.
guy to a
No,
good team.
I'm just saying though. But like the Raptors didn't.
The Raptors had a legit squad put together, and they added Kawhi.
Yeah, but
Which is a lot different than saying we're going to add Kawhi and Paul George, and then maybe the Clippers are as close to Toronto as possible, but
the Raptors just needed to add just Kawhi. That's it.
they traded DeRozan for Kawhi, and they got Danny Green. That was it, man. But like I don't know. I just think that the Bucks have a legit chance. I do think the Celtics will have a legit chance to come out the East. I think that the Sixers may make some noise. I mean, if you believe in them, I don't, but, and you know, whatever you think about the Nets, whatever. I mean, who knows if Kevin Durant does come back late in the season. I don't know if he can. I just think that, there's probably the two favorites are out West, but
So you're not buying into the Clippers, I feel like.
I'm a little bit.
Why do I get the feeling that you're not feeling this team right now?
I'm a little bit like
think of the squad last year that took the Warriors to 6, and then all you did was add Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Sure.
Paul George was a legit MVP candidate last year.
Yeah.
Like Paul George is completely healthy.
Yeah.
And Kawhi is Kawhi. Kawhi just shit on everybody in the playoffs.
I have a good feeling about them. I think they'll have a solid regular season. I think Kawhi will take over the playoffs, and you know what? They may even make it to the finals. I just don't think that, the same way that if Durant didn't get injured and Clay didn't get injured, the Raptors win the championship. You know what I mean? Like, there's a good chance that there could be the teams in the East. The reason why I'm saying this, the teams in the East have been put together, and they have been a team for a while. Now, maybe I'm talking about the Bucks mostly because their squad has been put together pretty solidly for a couple of years now. The Celtics have obviously have some new additions, but their core is pretty much the same, right? Minus, I would never call Kyrie part of the core because he was just sort of there to.
But he was.
All right, whatever. But you still got your young guys. You still got Brad Stevens. You still got the heart of the team is still there, right? You've added a couple pieces to a team that's put together pretty well, which is different than blowing up your whole team like the Lakers did and just adding two superstars and then trying to fill it in. Like I'm not 100% sold on the two LA teams that they're a lock to win the championship. I would not be surprised if I'm not going to make my prediction yet, but I'm not going to be surprised if a team from the East wins the championship this year. I'll throw it out there.
All right. Let me ask you this. You think the Clippers, as they are constructed right now, are they better or worse than the Raptors last year?
They are the Raptors at the end of the year?
Yeah, the Raptors just in general.
After the
Raptors in the playoffs all the way to the championship.
Yeah, I would take last year's playoff Raptors team over the Clippers this year. Yeah.
Okay.
I would. Because I think if you're looking at, the team and the depth on that team was deep. That was one of the things that, you say what you want about Paul George. Like, I like Paul George as a player. I think he's a great player. But I think for what you're looking at for a number 2 guy, you sort of got it in spurts out of Siakam last year. And then the depth of that team really.
You just mentioned Siakam. You shat on Siakam.
Siakam?
During the finals.
Sucks, okay? But in spurts, you got a number 2 player.
No, the thing with Toronto is, and I would agree with you, depth-wise, is every night there was someone other than Kawhi that would step up. 2 or 3 times, or 3 players at times.
Exactly.
So, all right. So, don't just say Siakam.
No,
it was
I'm
other
just
guys
saying.
too.
Gasol, Siakam, Van Fleet, Lowry, the Ibaka, the whole squad.
Danny Green. I know you don't like him, but Danny Green as well.
Whatever. They all filled in, and there was a lot of depth on that team, which I think is why Kawhi was able to thrive in that situation. Now Kawhi's going to be on his own team. He's got Paul George, but after that, I know people want to get high off the Clippers last year, but I don't know who's the number 3 on that team?
Lou.
Okay, so that's a big drop off. When who's the number 4?
Well, what's most interesting about Lou is that we've seen him put together these epic performances, but we've never seen it on a grand stage. Like that's what I want to see.
How old is he?
Lou has to be what, 30?
Damn near 40.
It's not damn near 40. He's closer to 30 than he is to 40, which is
let's
just say worst
30,
place to be in the NBA.
30, 31.
No way.
He's 32. If not, he's going to turn 33.
Look that up. I think he's older than Horford.
He's about the same age because he came in 08, I think.
No, whatever it is. I think those are 2 top heavy teams out there.
He's 32.
32. Okay.
2 top heavy teams.
Yeah, but shooters don't necessarily age.
Fine.
And if you
like big men.
And if you watch him last year, he looked pretty damn good. He doesn't look like he's over the hill yet.
Plus he has multiple women to keep him young.
That helps.
Okay, cool.
I read somewhere that helps.
He's got an open relationship. Good for him.
Good.
All right, well, what's going to happen with these Celtics? Because these young guys, I don't know, man. Some people are really excited about them.
All right, so first off, we're talking about a lot of superstars moving. I still think the Celtics are going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. It's a lock. It's a lock.
Oof.
They're making the Eastern Conference
It's
Finals.
a lock. That's quite a statement right there. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this, Sean. If one of these guys can not only be a pivotal piece of this upcoming season Celtics, but be someone that they can rely on, be one of their go-to guys, you might have something going on here because I don't see where they're going to get that interior defense. Like, that's my biggest concern. But Grant Williams has looked pretty damn good. I really like this kid. I like how vocal he is. I love his tenacity. I love the fact that he's not afraid to get out and guard the perimeter. He's not afraid to bang down low. He's a rebounder. This is my favorite guy from the Summer League roster by a mile. So
yeah, I'm a Carson Edwards guy.
That's where I'm at.
I'm a Carson
like
Edwards
him
guy.
too.
I think he's going to come off the bench and be okay. You know what the crazy part is, though? We're looking at the Celtics' 2nd and 3rd draft pick. We're not even talking about the Celtics' number 1 draft pick who hasn't even touched the floor yet.
Right.
So if Danny somehow hit it out the goddamn park every
time he scores, Tita Garn should just play
Romeo
Bananas.
No, but I'm saying if he hit it out the park and if Langford is a player, because I think you do have a role player in Carson Edwards. I think he's going to be the power forward version of Marcus Smart. I really do. I got that.
I don't know,
tough-nosed, defensive.
He's a gunner.
Dive on the floor.
Yeah, but he's a
grinder.
gunner, though.
No.
He's a gunner.
Grant? You talking about Grant?
What did I say?
You said Carson Edwards.
Oh, so I'm talking about Grant.
Okay, gotcha.
That I agree with you.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What
That I agree
the
with
fuck
you.
am I saying? All right.
I like Carson Edwards, but not that much.
Yeah. I mean,
Carson Edwards is not a power forward either.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
What's his last name? Grant Williams?
Grant Williams.
Shit,
Yes.
now I'm all fucked up.
Yeah.
Grant Williams is going to be the power forward version of Marcus Smart.
That I believe.
All right,
that,
good,
you know why?
good,
You know
good.
why?
I was
Because
wondering why you guys look at me like,
Yeah,
what the
what's
fuck?
wrong
This is
with
fucking,
you?
this makes sense.
dude, just like, you guys watch the same game I've been watching?
Are you
What
guys
the fuck?
high? How high are you right now?
Grant Williams not only is like his attitude like great, but like you could tell he wants to be here.
Yep,
Right.
Like he's so excited to be here. I don't know if you guys follow him on Snap, but like every day he's joking with his teammates, like, yo, like it's like this is the day we're about to kill it today. And he goes out, he grabs boards like no other. He doesn't give a shit that he's only 6'7".
Joel loves this guy.
He's
Yeah.
fucking like I'm feeling him. Like
You guys couldn't
You're
see.
glowing, Joel.
You guys couldn't see it, but as soon as I
that's my
mentioned it,
tan. Thanks, bro.
as soon as I mentioned it, Joel's going
That's
nuts.
the Grant Williams glow.
Joel's going nuts as soon as I mentioned Grant Williams because
Also,
he sees what I see.
so I think Grant Williams is gonna. So let's not get too high on summer league.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
That's true. 2
I
years.
did bring
but-
him up last week, and you guys were like, we'll see. Grant Summer League.
Well, no.
I was with you.
That's
I was
true.
with you.
That's true. You can't get too high on Summer League because
Yeah.
2 years ago I was loving this guy named Gershon Yabusele. So.
Yeah. What about
What about Jabari Bird last year? You were loving him too, right?
What did you gonna say, Sean?
Carson Edwards? So Carson Edwards, yeah, Jabari Bird. By the way, we talked about this before we get on air. We had like an entire podcast.
we talked about a
last
lot
summer
of things before we got on there.
about Jabari Bird, how the Celtics shouldn't cut. What we were dumb. That was
No, because no, it wasn't.
That's just, you know what? No,
All right,
don't
all
even.
right. No, because you said. All right, go ahead.
You're the one that brought it up.
I know,
Yeah.
right? You're the one that brought it up. Yeah.
I just wanted to get a smirk out of the Causeway Street diehards. I remember that episode.
No, because it was like I brought up it in case you missed it, that particular episode because
Yeah.
it was like, what's gonna happen? Obviously, he had just got signed. League rules say you can't trade somebody in a certain amount of days. Then you got to find a trade partner. Obviously, no one was going to take him on. and then you were gonna like figure out what's gonna happen with the case, yada yada yada. But anyways, I digress.
Let's hope that Carson Edwards doesn't have the same fate. I think Carson
no means no,
Carson Edwards. Yes, exactly. That's a very good lesson for people to learn,
especially the young guys.
Carson Edwards, I think, is in the same mold as Grant Williams. Sort of like he's a junior? Was he a junior coming out of college, or was he a senior?
He's a junior. No, he did 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
Oh no, he did 3. You're right.
You're
three.
right.
Yeah, he did. He
came out. He tried to come out last year. He didn't. He's a junior.
Yeah.
So he got 3 years of college. He understands how it works. I think he's a Danny favorite. I think Danny looks at this guy and he's like, I love this guy. You know what I mean? Like, undersized, just knockdown shooter.
Danny was like, I wasn't expected to be in this situation, but I always got a backup plan.
I was gonna trade you a 2nd round pick for cash, but I'll take Carson Edwards. All right. For the record, though,
welcome aboard.
You almost went to the Phoenix Suns.
What was the one thing that the Celtics bench lacked last year in the guard position?
Shooting.
Yep. Carson Edwards fits that need. I think Carson Edwards is going to be the goddamn rookie version of Eddie House on this squad. Like, literally, all he's going to come in, he's going to be a heat check guy. Come in, all right, Jack, for his rookie year.
The Energizer Bunny.
And he has that mentality. Like, and I don't think we're taking too much of these 2 players from the Summer League because I think we drafted them for this reason.
Well, he has led all 3 games in scoring, right?
All 3 games in scoring.
He just lights out.
Now, the one guy that we can't get too high on, I know everyone's trying to get their piece of the pie here. It's Taco. Now me, I love circus acts. That's why I wanted Bobo. But
hold on. You love names.
That's true.
All right.
I'm not sold on Taco.
Well, Taco wasn't drafted. It's like let's see what happens.
He's been a fucking phenomenon in the Summer League, bro.
Yeah, especially because ever since Zion Williamson has been ruled out for the entire summer, he's like taking his place in terms of being like the guy that everyone wants to go see. They had an autograph signing session for him. For Taco Fall, a guy who wasn't even drafted.
Line out the door.
That's insane. If I'm RJ Barrett, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's like RJ.
This motherfucker wasn't even drafted.
You're up after Taco Fall. It's like, what?
His line, there's like 5 people. Taco is like down the hallway and like around the corner.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because everyone probably.
Well, he kind of had like a little mini following before he got before.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the buzz was there, but
yeah.
I think what everyone's infatuated with is the fact that he's able to catch the ball so high up and put it in the hoop with ease. But if you look at
7-6
opposing NBA defenses, they're gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
What impressed me the most about Taco was when he put the ball on the floor and made this hook shot. What was it, Tuesday night?
Yeah, I saw that.
If you can get your footwork down and actually show that you have an offensive arsenal aside from like catch and putbacks or whatever you want to call that, then I'll be impressed. Yeah. If you can be,
you don't want to be
a defensive anchor in some sort off the bench for the Celtics, then I'll be impressed. I mean, I think the guy has a load of potential. Yeah. I'm not ready to put him in the rotation next.
No, I got you.
I can't wait for he's the human genotype next year.
Well, he could take fucking Yabu's minutes. Like,
so you're giving him a roster spot.
No, I mean, I don't hate. He can fight for it.
I don't hate that idea. I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
He can still fight for it, and I think he's legit like serious about making the squad. It's not like, I'm just taking advantage because of my name and I'm on the Celtics, right. Yada yada yada. But I'm glad it's done. But Yabu, dude, like he was taking a roster spot for how many years now?
Crazy.
And he's awful at basketball. Yeah. He's an awful basketball player. Like, there's no
like if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm saying, hey, we lost Gronk, man. Can you catch a football?
You're a terrible athlete.
Yeah. Also, okay, here,
fuck
Yabu, fuck Yabu,
no, but the dude that they signed from France, right? You were talking about this before this. Episode
that's right.
Started, right?
Bourdieu.
Like they knew each other back in France, like
years ago.
Yeah, we're talking about like 3-4 years ago. Is probably better than this dude, than Yabu. And I've like, and like you barely have watched him play any basketball. Like I haven't even like looked him up on YouTube.
As Sean said,
like I know for a fact he's better than Yabu.
As Sean said about an hour before we started recording, you're like, dude, you were drafted in the NBA.
Yeah, right. You were drafted in the first round.
You were a first round pick. You were damn near a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's too bad, but I mean, are we really surprised at this point?
Well, it goes back to what I was.
It's not
saying.
like we're disappointed. It's not like he's.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's not like he had this like emphatic drop off. Like,
no, you're right. But
he's been who he's been the last 3 years.
But Ainge just had a hard time, drafting big guys to begin with, And then he's like, oh, let me try something different and go overseas. And he's come up short. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I was trying to think of
you
another
know
word.
who
But
I'm
he's just
most
come up
impressed
like
with?
short.
You know who I'm most impressed with in the summer league so far? Robert Williams.
Yeah.
Robert Williams has been, I've liked him so far.
He's still raw, but
I see him. He is DeAndre Jordan, man. He's DeAndre Jordan. He's not going to be able to develop a jump shot, but he if we have a running gun offense, which it seems like we will this year, he can run the floor. He's great on the alley-oop. He's great on the putbacks, and we don't have to talk about his defensive abilities because we saw it last year. He can. I think when we're looking at a starting center on this team next year, I mean, as much as Cantor probably makes sense offensively, Robert Williams is going to get a lot of starts next year.
I mean, he has to still prove himself. And we've seen Brad Stevens has this track record of putting his rookies or second-year players on a very short leash. So I think
that's
he's
why
on.
they brought in Cantor.
Right. Well, yeah, no, I get that because obviously he's established and he's an offensive guy and he's someone who's proven himself. But I just think Robert Williams.
He's not a rookie no more, though.
No, I know,
No,
I
get
get
you.
that,
Yeah.
but he's sort of
He's still a project.
Like if you're
Like
looking,
you know,
if you were to look at him as like a baseball player, like has he put in enough
A baseball player?
Has he put in enough an NBA service to be considered a non-rookie? I don't know if he's quite there. He's like still a rookie.
But I just
like that.
I need some more service.
But I just think, like, from my perspective, the amount that he's grown from year 1 to year 2 is crazy.
I've seen his growth. Yeah, I agree with that.
Crazy growth.
Yeah,
and
I
I think there's maturity there. I think also, so I've learned that Carson Edwards used to play AAU ball with Robert Williams. They go back. So like that type of connection, I think, from a guy that we're already anticipating is gonna get run. I think Carson Edwards is gonna take some of those, like, I love you, Brad Wanamaker, but I think Carson Edwards coming for the Terry Rozier spot.
Well, there's already talk that they're negotiating a possible contract before the end of summer league. So that's
Carson, but
with Carson Edwards. So that's obviously a good sign. But to get back to Robert Williams, I mean, again, there's this gaping hole, at least in my opinion.
Yep.
The defensive front court.
Yeah.
And
the guy.
There's a void there for him to fill. And I think that he has that opportunity to fill it. I think he's capable of filling it. But I just don't know how far along he's going to be now compared to like mid-season. Like, how much of an improvement will he be?
Yeah, because there's a difference between getting down defensive schemes and just going up for every rebound and every
blocking.
block.
Right.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
But I haven't seen him in the summer league. I've seen him a lot more mature in the
I
summer
know,
league.
I see what you're saying,
Because
but
what drove me crazy last year was the fact that his defensive positioning
was
was
just-
always a little off.
I'm just gonna jump and block the shot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
like,
then
I'm gonna crouch and I'm just gonna jump. And block.
yeah, I remember one time I was
Watch him next summer league game though. I've been focusing on him because I know there's been a lot. I love Grant Williams. I love Carson Edwards. Taco comes in, it blows up the whole spot. But I've been watching Robert Williams because I think that's legitimately the biggest player for next year's squad is Robert Williams on the summer league team. And I've been super impressed with his patience, with his defensive ability, and also I've been extremely impressed with his ability to run the floor and finish around the basket. Like, he's not a shooter. He's never going to be a shooter, but he can finish around the basket. And I see him developing into this DeAndre Jordan light right now, or DeAndre Jordan when he was 2 years in. Remember, DeAndre Jordan wasn't great when he first came to the Clippers.
yeah, he
but
struggled. Took him a
yeah.
couple
It
years.
took him a couple years to develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still.
But he was always good at dunking and always good at
Yeah,
blocking,
but
right?
he always got those starter minutes. I don't know if Robert Williams, again, we're not going to get too high on summer league. Everybody's playing, kind of the same age and experience. Like, if he comes into training camp, like, impressing, the coaches and he's playing more on the starters with the starters than versus the bench, then we got something.
Yeah, I see it. I see development.
Like Sway said, if he's behind every time where he's supposed to guard someone like 1-on-1, then I don't know. That's going to be tough.
I just remember I was in Miami and the way they put the
Miami.
the way you like to say it, the way they put the media seating chart. This is the game I took in with Brian Scalabrine next to me, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but the Celtics were down by a lot.
Yeah.
Jack McMullen exposed that they went out
that
that night.
was
the
the
night before.
game.
That was the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're down by a lot.
Did Robert Williams go out that night?
Robert Williams. No,
Definitely.
I'm not dropping a bomb here.
All right,
But no,
all right.
when Robert Williams checked in, that's when the Celtics made this brief comeback.
Yeah.
They
I do
cut
remember
the lead
that.
to
I do remember that.
7 or 8 points.
Yeah.
They were down by like 26.
I think Brad was just like, fuck it, rob it. Get
Yeah.
the fuck in there.
I like him as a player.
Yeah.
I was down on him, but I like him.
And he put together a good game, at least for him at that time. But I remember looking at the scout, and I'm like, yo, man, this guy I think needs to get a little more playing time. This night he's just like, yeah, but look at him on the defense, right? So there's like 2 or 3 consecutive possessions where
He was low. Yeah.
he was like a step or 2 behind, and I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Am I getting this guy? Or
Yeah.
who? Am I
Scout's
this
like,
guy?
see him right now? Why is he so low? He has to be higher up. Or now he's higher up. Okay, what about this guy down low? Boom, backdoor pass, layup. You know what I mean? Like he's a little off, but when he's on time, it's thunderous. That's when you see the big swats. That's when you're like, oh man, this guy's this guy is a shot blocker. He's a rim protector.
does it make
but
up
that's
for
not
it?
a rim protector.
That's not a rim
In
protector.
my opinion,
That's just being in the right place at the right time.
right. In my opinion,
And
rim
athletic
protector
ability.
is one that can deflect
And time it when they knows that someone's coming
timing,
in. Yeah.
spacing,
Yes.
and finally the timing of it. Well, the
And
timing,
commitment.
spacing, and commitment. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
it was almost as if he's just like a step or 2 behind because he can't
Predict.
like he can't. Yeah, exactly. He can't predict like a pass or 2 ahead. And I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that's what makes a true rim protector.
That was-
Someone who can predict where the ball's going to be before the guy actually passes it.
Someone like Al Horford who was,
In the
who
paint.
was pretty good at that.
Come on, Al
Solid,
Horford
one of
was
the best.
a rim protector.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I'm talking about like
Someone who was good at timing, who
Right,
knows
okay.
who was coming
1,000%.
in.
But I don't
1,000%.
think I was a rim protector. I think like Rudy Gobert is a rim protector. I think there's very limited rim protectors in the league. I don't even think DeAndre's a rim protector no more.
All right, okay. Forget that term. I'm just talking about spacing and timing.
Okay, fine,
He's
yes.
not. He's off on that.
Yeah, I agree
Completely.
But I do think that when you're looking at
I call him a rim protector, but
sure.
Yeah. Well,
I mean-
I'm just he's focused
No,
on that term.
no, I
I'm just
know, I
saying
know.
in just.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
saying
in general.
I'm saying though that I do think that if Robert Williams can put it all together,
It's a big if though.
how bad was Rudy Gobert in his first year? He was awful.
yeah, that's true.
Awful.
Yeah.
Took a little time, learned how to play defense,
Okay, again-
learned how to read, learned how the NBA game was played, which I think Robert Williams, I
Again-
hope took a lot in last year.
These guys you mentioned though were playing starter minutes. He's not playing starter minutes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but
I hear you.
does he have the IQ though?
I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right. You know,
Did you
yeah,
think Rudy
that's-
Gobert?
that goes.
Did anyone
That's,
think
I
Rudy
don't know.
Gobert had the IQ?
well, I'm just saying though, but
I
like,
mean,
but
there were
at least,
people patient enough to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The
I mean,
Jazz
they
did
got rid
suck.
of Cantor and they got rid of who was the other guy that they got rid of? Utah.
Favors.
No, Favors is still there.
Favors been there for a minute.
Yeah.
Now he finally got traded.
Since New Jersey, since the Nets were still in New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Greg Ostertag.
No,
Shit, I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about. They got rid of Cantor and they got rid of someone else, and they were like, "All right, Gobert, you're our guy. You're gonna be our guy."
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
Yeah, who did they get rid of? You're right.
Yeah, there was another guy.
Robert Williams has an opportunity.
Yeah.
If anybody watches the next game, watch Robert Williams.
It's tonight.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, watch Robert Williams, man, because I'm telling you, even though he's not stuffing the stat sheet and he's not going to be.
Come on, Sean. Look ahead, bro. Come on. They're playing. come on. They're gonna play the Grizzlies. Get it together.
Oh, Ja Morant, huh?
Yes.
Watch.
Where's Ja?
I've been happy with Ja.
This episode of the Causeway Street Podcast is brought to you by betonline.ag. Right now, when you head over to clnsmedia.com/Causeway, make sure you enter the promo code CLNS50 to get 50% cash back on your first deposit when you bet online with betonline.ag.
Right now, betonline.ag has plenty of opportunities for you to win money, including a collection of prop bets where you can really come up big. One of them actually has to do with Zion Williamson, Sean. I would love to hear your take on this. BetOnline.ag right now has him averaging 18 points per game throughout his rookie season. You can take that bet right now and win big when you bet online with BetOnline.ag. Yeah, which side of that bet you taking, Sean?
Hammer the under.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
By a lot?
By a lot.
Oh boy. All
I'm
right.
thinking 13 to 12 for Zion rookie year.
Either way, you can win some money right now. Head over to clnsmedia.com/Causeway. That's clnsmedia.com/Causeway. A minimum deposit of $25 is required to qualify for the bonus. You enter the promo code CLNS50. You'll get a 50% cashback bonus on that $25 deposit. Please see BetOnline's general rules for additional terms and conditions regarding the bonuses.
All right. It's time to wrap up this episode the way we wrap up every single episode when Joel's in the house.
Hey, Joel's here.
It's in case you missed it.
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it.
Joel, what did we miss?
Well, in case you missed it. Yeah.
All right. How people in your Hampton talk? What's going on?
Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, man. You know what? There was a lot of Massachusetts guys. I didn't really see a lot of like natives or like locals in New Hampshire, at least in this particular campsite.
Motherfucker, it's one state up. Of course, there's gonna be Massachusetts. Like,
Well,
we're
you
talking
hear-
about you went to Oregon or some shit.
But you hear that like New Hampshire doesn't like Massachusetts.
No, you don't.
All right.
They're a welcome part of New England.
All right. I'm sorry, Juju. Don't get upset.
Don't.
Get upset. Don't get upset.
I don't think it's the fact that they don't like people from Massachusetts. I just think they think that it's like a whole different way of life up there. I'm with you, Joel. I get that. I've gotten that vibe before.
Thank you.
It's like, oh, you guys are little city boys. I know this is like where we camp out here.
Yeah.
Guys,
We're one with nature over here. You guys are a bunch of city boys.
I think there's a difference between what we're all talking about here. It has nothing to do with state lines.
No? What do you mean?
Nothing.
What do you mean, Sean?
Nothing, man. I mean, yeah, you guys probably get a different vibe up there than I do. I'm just gonna say that. Let's throw that out there.
Fair enough.
Well, maybe that's why Sway relates to me and not you.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
All right.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
right,
I never forget when we went to Maine that time. I went to fucking Maine for that wedding.
Oh,
Yo, that was I was like, Paulie, you can't get out the car in this part of Maine. I don't like this is not
For your listeners catching our drift, that's how I felt. But anyways,
okay. So it's not Massachusetts. Let's put that one to bed.
all right,
Something else.
all right.
Live free or die up there. You know.
Two very different stories. That's true.
right.
Okay.
Well, in case you missed it, we were talking about Kawhi earlier, but we didn't break down his contract because he's only signing a 3-year, guys, not a 4-year.
Basically a 2-year, right?
It's a 3-year with the player option
For the third year.
for the 3rd year.
So it's basically a 2-year.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, that will line him up at age 33, right?
Around there.
Okay.
So Celtics should
So-
be in on him.
Yeah, so because
Hayward will be off the books by then.
You know Danny will be ready for that.
it's a $103.1 million deal.
Did we get the point? What?
Got the .1.
Nice.
Yeah, they had to throw that in there. He's going to make 32.7 this season, 34.3 the following season, and then he's got a 36 player option in year 3. So Clippers better get their shit together
Yeah, he's
within the
dumb.
next 2 years.
He's
What do you
dumb.
mean, man? They got this shit together.
No,
man.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
No, he's
Yo,
done.
my
to sign
guy-
that 36th year.
My guy
player
Doc
option.
Rivers is about to claim that second championship that he should have received 9 years ago. I can't wait.
I'm not as sold as you guys are, but we'll see.
Doc, man. I think
We'll
Doc.
see.
I think Doc makes a difference.
I mean, Sean, if it doesn't happen this year, it's gonna happen the year after. Come on, man.
More likely the year after. I think the Celtics will, take it. No, I'm just
Come on, man. Doc and
You
Kawhi.
absolutely were not kidding.
I'm sort of not.
Doc and Kawhi. But wait. Can we talk about the elephant in the room, though?
Yeah.
Doc Rivers is now coaching Paul George, the
Oh yeah.
guy who cheated on his daughter
Hey now.
and got another woman pregnant.
Whoa! In case you missed it, bonus. What the fuck?
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, so this Clippers team is bulletproof, huh? Yeah. Everything's good in La La Land. Yeah, it's fine,
You know by now these two have had a very serious conversation.
Whoa.
Just to make sure they're on the same page and moving forward, there isn't any
Friction.
awkward or any differences or any friction.
Is Paul George married?
That I don't know. I
Then
know
100% he's going to hit on fucking Doc's. He's going to hook up with Doc's daughter again.
Jeez.
You think Doc's going to be cool? This is
I don't think he'd be cool with that. No.
For disaster.
I don't think he'd be crazy about
So
that.
we'll see about that.
Or maybe he'll just keep it. He'll keep everything on the court, though. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe those two do get back together, and Doc's like, you know what? I couldn't care less because you know what? As long as you're
We all
winning on the
make
basketball
mistakes,
court,
Paul.
yeah. Doc's like, Paul, I've been there. All right.
I've got many women.
I got chicks that my wife doesn't even know about.
Yeah.
PG. Let's get on the same page.
Just be smart about it.
all right. Come on. All right.
Wrap it up. I know age isn't a big thing anymore, but I used to wrap it up. All right.
All right. If
He's like, wait. You tell me you have a illegitimate kid? Don't worry about it. All right. I'm just saying. I've been there.
I've said too much.
I said too much, and I also feel like you have leverage over me now. I'm still your coach.
But at the same time, this is the kind of relationship I think we could have.
Like, you see how I'm telling you stuff, you can tell me
Give and
stuff.
take. You trust me, I trust you.
Good talk. I'll see you out there.
All right? Go sign them autographs.
Go
All
put
right,
up 40 jump shots.
So, all right. So, if both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George become free agents in 2021. Obviously, the Clippers own their bird rights. The Clippers could offer Leonard a 4-year, $196 million deal, and Paul George a 5-year, $254 million deal.
Shit.
So Kawhi.
Wow.
Kawhi's.
I think the reason why, real quick, my fault, not to cut you off, but if Kawhi doesn't cash in on that player option in year 3, that puts him and Paul George free agents. That's why that's why they threw in that player option.
So much money being thrown
Makes
around.
sense.
Crazy.
Makes sense. I think Kawhi will. I think Kawhi is that guy that's like that's. If he wins in the Clippers, I think he's going to another team. I think he's just that guy. I think
he's like, let's see how many teams I can go to, guys, here and win championships.
Can I win 4 championships on 4 different teams?
He would be the first player to ever do that.
Well, I mean, he never wanted to go to Toronto, but I think like once he was there, he's like, all right, I think I got something here. I think he already knew I'm gonna leave.
Well, he never wanted to go to Toronto, but he definitely didn't want to play in the Spurs.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that he was like, I see this team has potential to at least make it to the finals. Obviously, took advantage as well as a team that the Warriors were injured. So he's like, I'm winning a championship. The city's not gonna hate me. I'm off to my next city.
How do either one of you feel about this whole like NBA player empowerment though? Like the fact that not only can these guys dictate where they want to go, but they can also influence other players and say, hey, come join me on this squad. And it works. Look what happened with Paul George. Look what happened between Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
Well, I think this is the first time that it actually affects the NBA in a good way. There's no one clear cut favorite.
There's not like 4 all-stars on one team.
There's no super team technically. There's only like 2. There's pairings. There's not 3 or 4 guys that you're like, oh, okay, fucking.
Yeah, I don't.
This team is gonna obviously make it to the finals. Who's gonna challenge them? No, it's like there's legit, and in both conferences there's legit, 4 or 5 teams that can make it to the finals.
I don't think it's much different. I really don't think it's player empowerment more as it is that like players are betting on themselves to get to that free agency year. You know what I mean? So when you look at the older years, like there was no guarantee that you were going to get a max deal, from any team that you wanted to go to. Now, like if I make an all-star team, I'm in a free agency year, I'm getting a max deal, man.
Yeah, but what about the way
I can go wherever I want to go?
What about the way the whole Anthony Davis situation went down? Like think about it. If Rich Hill doesn't do this or pull this string, if Rich Hill, great couple of games for the Red Sox. If Rich Paul,
he can dictate how much money he's going to get.
Yeah. If Rich Paul doesn't pull these strings or tell the Celtics that there's no way Anthony Davis is going to resign, like the Celtics maybe would have pulled off that deal if all those reports didn't go out there, or if the fact that Anthony Davis wanted to so badly be a Laker that the Celtics were essentially scared away from pulling the trigger on a potential deal, which is a deal that the New Orleans Pelicans would have pulled the trigger on.
So here's my thing.
If it wasn't for his agent.
Free agency is different.
Yeah.
Free agency, if you guys have free agency in the same class, you guys want to play together.
Yeah, but I feel like
whatever.
Player empowerment, they go hand in hand with those situations.
The forcing of the trade, that is where I draw the line. And Adam Silver said it today. That's a big problem in the NBA.
Well, I mean, this is the same guy that traded Kyrie within weeks of him wanting to demand a trade.
Right.
So he's like, I'm not going through this shit again.
But I think
Griffin, I'm talking about in
right.
New Orleans.
The problem is that like everyone should play out their contract like that, or if the organization when they sign into a contract, like there should be stricter penalties if you say, I want to be traded. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be able to break your contract that easily. Like I get it that yes. The only way that checks and balances work in the NBA is that when you become a free agent, you can decide whatever you want to do. That's the beauty of being a free agent.
Yeah.
But when you're under contract, you should play for the team you're under contract with. I don't think that demanding a trade should become this thing where like the agent's involved. And if you have a high powered agent, you're going to get a demand a trade. Now, if I'm a disgruntled, Bobby Portis, I have to punch a dude to get traded. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't have that much. I don't have that much star power. So like, I don't know. Like big stars demanding trades, like the Anthony Davis did. That to me is not good for the league. I think that the free agency.
Kawhi did it.
Yeah,
Kyrie did it.
I still don't think it's a good thing for the NBA.
No, I'm not saying it is, but like teams don't have to oblige. I think teams are like, all right, look, there's an opportunity for us to at least get some value because obviously they don't want to be here, so they're going to walk when they become free agents. You know,
yeah, but there's got to be a penalty.
Their trade value is higher at that particular moment that they demand a trade.
But that means
versus just waiting because they're not playing.
Great. So then you trade Kawhi. Well, you trade Anthony Davis for pieces who don't also want to be there, who then pick up on that footsteps and then go ahead and demand a trade.
Okay, so then why don't teams just offer like the Clippers just did 3-year deals, 2-year deals instead of 5-year deals?
Because teams want good players on their team.
No, I understand that, but
I think I just think.
But if you're gonna offer, for example,
free agency is different though. Free agency is different.
But if you're gonna offer, like Sway said, they go hand in hand because if you're gonna offer Kawhi 3 years and he can bounce after 2. All right, isn't that better than a 5-year and they can bounce after?
I legit think if you're gonna let the players run the entire fucking league, then fucking fine. Make it a 15-team league. Let them build their own squads. Take out general managers and just make it AAU basketball. You know what I mean?
But then
like there needs to be a fine line between free agency and team power in owning. You know, not owning the player, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not Donald Sterling over here.
Yeah,
but owning the rights of the player, owning the contract, and making sure they play for that team.
Yeah,
like,
but then
like I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch an NBA where, hey, I don't want to play for this team. Trade me to this player. If you don't trade me, I'm gonna fucking just sit out. I'll wait. I'll stay healthy. I'll wait till free agent.
So then that's
bullshit.
Yeah, but that's the risk these teams have to realize. Maybe we shouldn't sign someone for 5 years or 6 years, whatever the case may be.
Joel, that kills the fucking draft. That kills the draft. That kills every team's hope that I can get the number 1 pick and I can rebuild my franchise in one night.
I get
if you don't have that, if you don't have that,
this is the new NBA.
No, but if you don't have that, then the league is fucked. Because guess what? Then there is always going to be look at Giannis in this type of atmosphere. Do you see Giannis staying with the Bucks? Sway?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, does he look like he's a fucking asshole? No.
It's not even about that. I just
Did
think
Kawhi look
he's
like
in
he
a
was
great
an
situation.
asshole with 3 years left on his contract?
Well, that's the thing, though. Kawhi didn't trust their medical staff. Like, I understand why he has to be traded because he's like, you guys want me to play. I don't think I'm 100%
Where did he want to
ready
get traded to? Where did he want to get traded to? L.A.
I don't remember.
He didn't want to go to Toronto. He wanted to go to L.A.
Okay.
Then they ended up in L.A. with his free agent year. He couldn't just wait his free agent year.
But it goes back to the teams. Like if the teams don't have to. Oh, you want to be traded? That's not the contract we signed you for. So guess what? You're going to Toronto, and this instance, it just happened to work out, and so that he pretty much he's in control of where he's going to go. Fuck every team. It's a slippery slope. I understand that, but it's today's NBA. That's why you can't. As much as you love building through the draft and you want to build dynasties, that doesn't exist anymore. You have a literally 2-3 year window.
That's because
to win a championship. And if you don't win a championship in that window, your star player, whoever you're paying the most, is going to be like, you know what, I'm out because that's just the way it is. Yep. No one, and the CBA, the new CBA is designed to reward players that want to stick around in the squad beyond a certain amount of years. You're going to get a supermax now, and no one's doing that.
I'm glad you brought up the CBA because all this is telling me is that the next CBA comes up, there's going to be a motherfucking strike, and it will be a long strike.
Well, they'll miss an
entire season. They'll miss an entire season.
Okay, but look at the players that are involved in that now. These are the older players that they're going to slowly going to just fade out, and then you got the younger players that are going to be in part of this, board of whatever players board that decides, oh, we want more money we want less contract, we want less years.
Jaylen Brown will be up there fucking spouting bullshit.
Wait to see your boy when his time is up for a major payday, and he's going to be like, I don't know about the Celtics squad. I might go somewhere else. All right. So, Casey Mason, speaking of the Clippers, they have the best odds as of the time that we're recording this podcast, 3-1 to win the championship. The Bucks come in second, 4-1, and the Lakers are third. And the next Eastern Conference team, 76ers at 7-1 odds. You know where the Celtics are, by the way?
Yeah, I think they're like 25-1.
They're 20-1.
20-1.
20-1. 9th out of the top 10 teams listed to possibly win the championship.
9th, huh?
Yeah.
That's low.
Not even like 5th or 6th, huh?
That's low.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah, because you got the
Give me the
Warriors.
top 5.
It's so I said after the 76ers, it's the Warriors at number 5, the Rockets, Jazz, Nuggets, Celtics, and then the Trailblazers.
Yo,
Jazz
how
and
do you
Nuggets
put
are going to
the-
have some good teams.
How
though.
do you?
Jazz, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Nuggets. Nuggets are still a little young.
No, Nuggets will be there.
Not,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're still
Nuggets
young.
are legit.
Nuggets will be better than the Jazz. Seriously?
The Jazz?
Yeah. Yep.
You're insane.
Yep. Jokic,
You're insane.
Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, and they added who did they add? They added somebody.
They added nobody. They had the same exact squad coming back.
No, they added somebody.
No,
else.
they did have somebody, yeah. I can't think of it.
Whatever. It is what it is. They're going to be good. The Nuggets are going to be good.
Hold on.
I've seen some pretty good odds for Jokic winning MVP this year. You know that? With all the player movement, imagine if Jokic wins MVP.
Don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. That's just me. They were
Really?
surprised.
I think they'll be better. I think they'll have a worse regular season, but they'll be better in the playoffs.
Oh, they only got Jeremiah Grant.
Oh, Jamal Murray was a
Quite
big
the
signing.
improvement there.
Well, yeah, hey, that yeah, not bad.
Yo, they were like right there last year. It's just
They don't need much. They don't need much. They got a
Yeah.
good squad. They got a deep squad.
And they got your boy Bol, so they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, ball.
He's making that roster.
Yo, don't sleep on Michael Porter Jr. though. He should be healthy this year.
Oh
Who?
shit!
I'm very excited
Wow,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr.
Oh,
Man.
I thought you said Mike. I heard you say Michael Carter. I was
Should have
like,
been
what?
a top 2 pick in the draft last year, but got injured.
Well, in case you missed it, the Warriors have waived Sean Livingston.
Celtics.
I don't know.
I'd love a veteran presence of Sean Livingston.
I would too, but he's gonna hop onto another contender. Probably the Lakers.
Probably the Lakers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, fuck that.
Might as well.
I just would love. I love. The
I mean,
idea
they traded away Iguodala, who got bought out by the Jazz, right? And
no, the Grizzlies.
No, the Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies. My bad.
Yeah.
And it looks
See,
like
that's what happens when you talk shit about your franchise and talk about the fact that one of the most important person in your organization was against Mark Jackson preaching religion,
spirituality.
Yeah.
which is against one of your marquee guys in the organization who happens to be gay. And you talk about how you're anti-gay and this and that. Why would you go on the Breakfast Club and just trash your organization and not expect it to be
I
traded?
thought that was super weird.
Well, didn't he call Steve Kerr in so many words like a slave owner at one point, like a couple years ago, and he was just like,
Now-
I just listen to my master. That's what he said.
now,
What's wrong with that dude?
now,
And then Steve Kerr was trying to play it off. Oh, he just has a quirky sense of humor. Next question.
I will say that Charlemagne is one of the most underrated investigative journalists of our time.
Really?
He seems to have
Are you saying that with a straight face?
He seems
Are
to
you
have.
being- are you being-
I'm not gonna lie. I'll explain myself. He seems to have at least once a month somebody come on their show and just says shit that they're not supposed to fucking say. Like every motherfucking couple of weeks, it's this dude got on the Breakfast Club and he's gay. Like, you know what I mean? There's like just a lot of weird shit that happens with Charlemagne. He just gets people to talk.
It's like he like legit drinks with them at like 7 in the
In the
morning,
morning,
and then they
he's
just
like- he's like,
start
yeah, come on.
spilling.
Let's drink Hennessy at 7 a.m. We'll come on at 8, right? You keep drinking. I'm going to go on the air. I'll come on at breaks. You come on and like, for some reason, people love talking to Charlemagne.
Yeah,
now, if
that's
I ever
true.
went on the Breakfast Club, I'd be like, yo, fuck you, Charlemagne. Asshole. You're the worst person on the radio. But I don't know why. I don't know why everyone goes on there and they just spill the fucking beans. Like, hey, yeah, I
It's
did.
like, yo, you're getting me fired by talking about these things I don't want to talk about on air.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, Charlemagne. I actually did murder someone when I was 14 years old. Unsolved case, cold case. I think it's past statute of limitations, but
And then they
next
then
day,
they get
arrested. I'm telling you, it happens every time.
Yo, one of my favorites when they had
Charlemagne, man.
one of my favorite
Charlemagne.
they had Oscar De La Hoya on,
Oh God.
and he just cut to the chase and started asking him about those pictures of him in like bikinis
Yeah,
and
They were
yeah.
like lingerie.
Yeah,
They were like
lingerie
photoshopped
stuff.
and
He's
with,
like,
with
yo,
the gloves and shit.
yo, so you were dressing up like that. What's up with that? What's wrong with you? And like De La Hoya just goes into this whole thing about like, hey man, you do things when you're high on cocaine, and just like literally just spilled his heart out
Everything.
on the Breakfast Club.
I gotta peep that. I gotta peep that interview.
You haven't seen it?
No,
you ever heard that interview?
Oh
Man,
man,
you gotta watch
obviously
it.
He's like he was supposed to be on there to talk about like a fight, and they completely forgot what the conversation
Like
was
he's there
about.
to promote Golden Boy, and like he just goes into this whole thing about like his like cocaine past, and it's like, what the how did you make that dude open up about all that? He didn't want to talk about any of that.
He's the modern day Oprah.
It even got to the point where like a couple of his co-hosts, I think it was either Angela or Envy, was just like, oh, "Come on, man, leave that alone." I was like, "Nah, man, I need to know like what makes you want to dress like that with some boxing gloves and
he already has like these questions planned.
why would you do that to yourself?"
That has nothing to do with why they were in there to begin with.
He's like, I'm
It's
gonna
like,
make a headline with this one.
Yeah, so I heard you're gay. Is this true?
Yo,
And it's like, what?
dead ass.
And then they're like, they don't. It's rare that they even get mad at him. They just like, nah, man.
they just start opening it up.
and
It's like natural.
Like, it was
Did
only
you just
once
sip
or
some
twice,
Hennessy
bro.
before you
Come
got on
on.
the station? Like, what the hell? So weird.
I'm
telling you,
So
go to
fucking weird.
YouTube and watch when
What about the whole Birdman shit?
when De La
He
Hoya
literally
was
just
on
gets
with the Breakfast Club?
Birdman, like, just makes him
the most infamous
makes him
drop.
break up Lil Wayne and Birdman right on right on air, man. It's crazy.
Respect on my name.
Put some
telling
respect
you.
on my name.
I'm telling you, Charlemagne. If you want to get to the bottom, if you want Trump impeached, you have him interview with Charlemagne.
Well, here I thought that
seems like the only way people get in trouble nowadays. Like, I'm sure Kevin Spacey would have got off, but there's probably an interview with Charlemagne right before he got arrested.
well here I
That's
thought
what got him indicted.
Here I thought
Bill
that
Cosby,
there was like reports that the Warriors could pick him up again, but that sounds a little much. Like that ain't gonna happen. Iguodala.
We talk about Charlemagne?
No, we're talking about Iguodala.
Nah, that's not happening.
Yeah. Well, in case you missed it, the NBA Board of Governors, they have passed an implementation of in-game challenge flags for head coaches for the 2019-20 season.
Oh boy.
Fuck this.
Do we think about this?
So we're
Fuck
gonna have
this.
3-hour games now. Cool. So how many flags did they get?
It doesn't say it right now. It's just,
I think they only get one flag.
it's in the beginning stages.
Now I'm more or less worried about how many flags they get, but what's this flag gonna look like? All right, like what are we talking about here? We talking about Hacksaw Jim Duggan type flags?
Leave it to Sean to just be like cool about the idea, but then it's like, but wait a second, this major detail.
What are they gonna look like?
These flags going to be square? Are they going to be triangle?
Are they gonna be like?
Are they
gonna be sponsored by
are they
the
gonna be
team
in-
sponsor? Like, is Brad gonna be waving a GE flag out there?
Is Spalding going to be on this?
Like, if it's like military week, are they gonna be waving camo flags? You know what I mean?
I love how the NBA officials are just deflecting. They're like, you
Pride
know what?
Month?
Don't put it on us.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
If you guys are upset about a call that we missed, we're putting it on you guys.
Yeah.
So
So
we're deflecting this.
I think it goes back to the whole like the 2-minute shit that they keep fucking up. So it's like the players are obviously not happy about that.
First off,
Don't stop putting that report out.
I mean,
Don't do
I don't hate it, but if that's the case, which is what I would love, if it's one of those things where it's like we can only throw the flag in that 2 minute, the last 2 minutes of a half.
Or a
all right,
quarter.
that's fine. But I don't want it
See-
to be like you have like 3 flags
no,
for each half,
so
like
I
the
think it's-
NFL. I don't
think
want
it's
that.
one flag. But here's my thing: I would love this if the NBA said we're never gonna instant replay anything except for the one flag the coach has.
So you have that one flag.
So if you
it's got to
guys,
be more than one.
if
though.
Yeah.
if you guys want to fuck with us as the refs, and you're saying we're doing a wrong job, then fine. We're never reviewing anything. You have one flag.
Right.
Here you go. You tell me when I'm doing something wrong, but you can only do it once in a game.
And if you're wrong, we're
if you're wrong,
burning your timeout.
Give us a timeout.
Yeah, you're burning
All
your
right?
timeout.
So there you go.
That's fair.
Have it, but they won't do that because replay. It sucks. Oh my god, baseball. Does anyone like baseball replay?
What about soccer replay?
Fuck no, jeez, the VAR.
We're gonna check out the VAR.
Oh my god, just wait for the next World Cup.
And then like it's like the refs that don't know that it's a rectangle. They're like, oh wait, what shape is it? Oh, okay, it's a square. Okay, yeah, we're gonna review it.
Wait for the next World Cup, and we're fucked.
All right. Well,
by the way, no, I'm not in favor of this.
Okay. Thoughts. All right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. I'm not in favor of it either. If they already have like a review system already, kind of play with that and I don't know, improve that. And no more of these 2 minute report shits because it's just that every time they release it, it's a fuck up or multiple fuck ups.
I don't hate it. I just think they have to do it the right way. I mean, it can't be one of those things where you're just calling
or throwing flags throughout the entire game. That's my thing.
I would be more in favor of it is if
The players had it.
instead of a
Throwing flags all over
flag
the place.
that the coach would throw up, like there could be some type of crazy pyrotechnic explosion, like do 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 do, and it just like oh shit, oh challenge, boo 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 boo, and everyone's like oh
Mid play.
yeah mid play, and it was like oh shit, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god, it's a fucking challenge. That would be cool.
Why though? It's like that sounds like when you win like $2 at a slot machine that goes the fucking shit goes all nuts. And you think you won like $2,000, but it's only $2.
Well, I sort of like that feeling.
Oh, okay. Well, in case you missed it, sadly to report, Gershon Yabusele has been officially waived by the Celtics. But on a high note, the Celtics have offered a 2-way contract to Tremont Waters, second-round draft pick.
Got that water. Yeah, got that
Water. Got that water.
That's gonna be his intro. Okay. You know what, Sway? You need to get him to do a drop for us.
Yeah, because all
Now
the drops
that,
we have, everyone's been fucking
yeah.
traded or
Yeah.
left.
I've used
What happened?
I've used Terry Rozier for the one last time because it's been a while on this episode. But you know,
Leon Poe.
he's getting paid that $19 million down in Charlotte. Good for him.
Yo, Rose was a rookie
We
when he
gotta go to
recorded
the
that.
Big Three down in Providence.
You know, Rose.
Just get Jason Terry and Al Jefferson and all
Yeah.
them dudes.
Yo, as much as he shit on the Celtics after the season ended, he had nothing but good things to say about his 4 years here, though. Mr. Rozier talking about that he wouldn't have had it any other way. Coming up with IT and Kyrie. So
Damn,
there's
4
that.
years ago
There's that.
happened, huh?
I love myself from Terry, man. Everyone hated him, but I love him.
Yeah, me too, man.
And that's it for this edition of In Case You Missed It.
All right, so final thoughts.
Don't drink and drive.
I was gonna say, don't let your kid shoot off fireworks.
That too.
Yeah, I saw someone blow his finger off, so
Jesus.
I agree. Probably the most traumatizing thing I've ever seen.
So you're gonna give a PSA too, or what?
Nah. Another time, Sean.
You already know where to follow us on all social media platforms at Causeway Street. Of course, check us out on causewaystreet.com.
Thanks. You're not helping out the community at all.
I mean, just so many dark things I can go through.
Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. You're dragging this part out. This is how we're gonna end the episode.
I'm telling you right now, man, you could lose a finger.
That's
No
my
more
PSA.
fireworks. That's your PSA?
I said, don't let your kids shoot off fireworks.
All right.
Joel said, don't drink and drive.
All right. My PSA is wear rubber, but if it breaks, it's a blessing.
Later.
Speaking of dark,
First thing that came to my mind.
Jesus.
Whew.